Yeah.
Oh, that is so weird. For all these years, I didn't realize I had a microwave. I don't know where it is.
Hey, I see Colleen's face.
I had to finally get a separate camera.
That's wonderful. I
Hey.
like your face better than the palm trees.
Oh,
Oh, very exciting. Hi,
yeah.
you get a haircut?
No, I got it colored. I got it lightened a little bit.
It looks really pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let it grow out longer. There's a haircut, hairstyle that I want to do, so it's got to get longer.
I had this hairstyle when my hair started to come back. I was determined to get this hairstyle, and I took the picture. I carried it in my, on my camera. It was archived photo, and I went in to get. And she's like, "Yeah, no, we can't do that on you." I'm like, no, this is how I. She's like, "No, it'll never work with your hair." I'm like, oh.
So good to see Colleen on there. We get to see you. Yeah.
Thank you. I had to finally get a new camera, a whole separate webcam.
Okay. But it's nice to see you in person. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Noreen.
She's got Gwen. She's got Gwen.
Oh, how adorable.
Hey, Gwen.
Gwen's flower might be big.
Hi all, it's Betty.
Oh, how
Liz is
Betty's-
parking. She'll be in shortly.
okay. Oh, she's
Lisa,
And I'm on the phone, it's Betty.
hi, Betty. Lisa,
Hi all.
I had an idea because you had the High Five Fridays going, and I can't get to that. I mean, I can do Mondays because it's my day off, but I was wondering if we could take a little time and do like Magnificence on Mondays when we're all present, and then just like people share things, because I loved hearing it. I just haven't responded.
No, I'll take one of those too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm not sure whose that
One on
is.
the far
I think
end.
it's Donna.
Anna,
Donna.
Allergy.
I think that would be fine if we all shared a little, if we have time to all share a little something wonderful.
In fact, I think the meditation would just lead into doing that and starting it off like let's focus on the positive. Ilona, I think that's a great idea. My coffee's making a lot of noise. I'll go on mute.
And hi, Lynn. So Lynn, you're on mute, but talking about hair color, did you change your hair color?
Gradually I've been trying, because I had dark chocolate cherry because I thought it would be a little edgy, and it didn't really look great on me. And so I've been lightening it so that it'll be easier to go gray from lighter. It's actually highlighted, but you can't tell on here.
It looks pretty.
Thank you.
That's
So-
a big move to go to gray,
But
like
see, I
that.
can see all this gray in here. I don't really mind it.
Yeah, no. Well, look at Colleen's hair. I mean, it's stunning. Her gray hair is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Keep my
And
head up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when she decided to do that, I was like, oh my God, how do you do it? So
I think it'll be easier from this color. But so Colleen, how did you do it? Did you just was your hair blonde to begin with?
It was brown, but then I gradually kind of lightened it and had highlights put through it. And then my hairdresser was like telling me, she was watching how much gray there was. And then she told me when there was finally enough to just let it go. But she kept lightening it little by little by little, and then
Yeah, I
it
did the
just
same.
went.
I did the same thing too. I had the colorist kind of put like highlights to kind of so that it would blend in. So Colleen, you and I did the same thing. It was easy after a couple of, I think he did a couple of times and then the gray just started
Yeah.
to look natural.
So did you get like gray highlights?
Yeah.
Mine was
No,
blonde.
it's not gray highlights, but they lighten. Well, it's a certain thing that they do. If you tell them that you want to do it, it's like a certain way. They highlight not the gray itself, but the whatever's like the brown.
Uh-huh.
But there's a name for it. It's actually people like the colorists know about it. It's like a way to go gray
Okay.
using highlights. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
Well,
might
I'm just
do
gonna
it.
keep
I don't know.
fighting it. I'm just gonna keep coloring and coloring.
I know.
I just know I'm going Bride of Frankenstein because I've got the stripes going, like here and here. But whenever I say Bride of Frankenstein, Harry says, "What does that make me?" Then if you go like this and then like this, it's Aunt B. Oh, so
Marilyn, you might have too much time on your hands.
apparently.
She has so little gray. You're amazing, Marilyn, because that's just all natural. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's there. It's there. I'm really excited about it. I pull it out so it shows. Want to look like I'm wise.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know if it works.
Yes.
You do look very wise, Marilyn.
Very wise.
So,
Just a wise guy.
Can I tell you that when I grew out my gray hair, whenever I was with patients, people stopped yelling at me. So because sometimes patients would yell or their families would yell at me for whatever it was. No, I'm telling you, people have stopped yelling.
That's interesting.
So
Wow.
This is rather moving.
yeah, isn't that interesting? Very interesting.
Maybe you just can't hear them now that you're old and gray.
Well, either way, it doesn't impact me.
Sorry.
I think people are just a little bit more respectful of the gray. It's my superpower, I tell people.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready yet, but I think about it a lot.
It's a lot easier.
Jane Fonda did it. That means we can all do it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but she did go back.
I thought she did too. Yeah.
So we can all do it. We can all go back. How's that?
That's what I was thinking. If I don't like it, then I can just, how easy is that to go back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once you do it, you never want to go back. Trust me. But you can, that's for sure.
I hope somebody doesn't log in right at that very moment.
You know, my sister is a tad bit younger, maybe 3 years younger than me. Oh, I need to check the calendar because she just turned, her birthday was yesterday, but she's got a lot more gray than I do, like a lot more gray, and she decided to let it go. And you could just see it, it's super gray all here. And she said one of her friends, that's a guy, pulled her aside and talked to her about her letting herself go.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she said to her that she was much too beautiful to let herself go.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
And she
Oh
was
my
like, oh, she let him have it. And she said, no, I'm not letting myself go. And it's none of your business what I do with my hair. But
Wow.
Wow.
yeah, can you believe it?
You'd never do that to a guy. They'd never do.
Oh,
No, and I do have another girlfriend that she spends like 2 to 3 hours on her grooming every day. And every time she sees my sister, she's like, how could she do that? And then she brings out this little can that you spray the roots with. You just need one of these.
Wow, men.
Right?
Sorry, I just can't. They just are so entitled sometimes. It's crazy. You would have the nerve to say that.
Yeah.
Ah, sorry. I'm just. I'll get over it. I'm gonna shake it off. Makes me mad though.
I think it's
Wow.
great. COVID allowed so many women to just finally let go of that
Yeah.
True.
entire need to please other people or to meet those expectations, and to just say, you know what, that's gorgeous. When I lost all my hair from chemo, I got a short curly gray wig because that's how I thought it was coming in. And I was hoping for that white that Colleen's got. But unfortunately, when it did finally come back, it came in very curly the first round. And then about 6-7 months later, that all broke off because the chemo was still, I guess, had damaged like the internal stuff. So then it came in basically kind of the way it went out, kind of wavy, still baby fine, getting finer by the minute. It seems like as the older I get, the finer it gets, so that I'm like pushing hair out of my face that I actually can't see in the mirror. I mean, like I can't find that strand of hair that keeps falling in my eyes because it's so thin now. But yeah, I was really hoping for like white headed curls. I thought that would be perfect.
Wow.
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Even though I had the gray curly wig, short gray curly wig. Because I figured might as well just make that transition easy, This is probably how it's going to come back in, because I was just starting to get a little bit gray at the time, and no, it's still doing what it's doing.
I would say wear the wig.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I would wear the wig.
You'd wear the wig?
Especially if
it made my scalp itch. So the minute I had enough hair, I got rid of it.
Yeah. I was with you. What were you going to say, Marie?
I was gonna say, I think our hair texture and volume changes as we age, because I used to have like a lot of hair. Like I would get headaches from so much hair. I hit menopause, and it's like I still have a ton, but it's nowhere near what it was. And then I didn't dye my hair till my 40s. My early 40s was the first time I dyed my hair, because I started seeing the gray coming in. But that's why I haven't opted to give it up, because I'm still kind of new at it.
You're still liking it.
Well, I don't do it myself. I'm too scared to do it myself. So I always go in and have somebody do it. So I didn't get the gift that a lot of women get, where they can cut their hair with no like hesitation, and they can just dye their hair. I always feel like if I do it, I might burn it and have it fall off. So I just go pay somebody to do it.
Yeah, I have to be careful with mine too.
I'll tell you, Marie, $8 versus $150 to $200 made me learn how to color my own hair. That's all it cost me, $8. And I asked the gal, I have the gal color correct my hair once in a while, just to make sure it's all nice. But she did tell me that the products that you buy today at reputable salons or beauty supply, she said, are not like the products they used to use, where your hair would get burned off and fall off. She said you could go in the next day and do it all over again if you didn't like the color without any damage. So just
did not know that.
Yeah, but it's a mess, and I've got towels that are staying forever, and splash marks all over my wall. I've finally gotten it down, but I'm going to have to repaint. So I think Janet's going to lead us today. We'll have Marilyn do our protection prayer, and I think we're good to go. Marilyn, if you want to get us started.
Yay, good. Get comfy, put your feet flat. Feel the spine loosen up. Hear the airplane go by. And palms up, and take a deep breath. And feel the shoulders relax. We clothe ourselves in a robe of light composed of the love, the power, and the wisdom of divine consciousness. We wear it not only for our own protection, but also so that those who see it or come in contact with it will be drawn to God and healed. Please let your light surround us. Let it permeate us. Let it fill us up and emanate from us, and reflect back to divine and to each other. And let us always be mindful that we are the light and the love. Every breath, focus on your breath. This direct communication and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation with Source.
Wow, thank you, Marilyn. That is so in line with what I was going to do the meditation. So continuing with that energy of the light, which is the source, the divine energy, God, however you want to embrace light, and love as the energetic force that keeps us all moving forward. And what if we could really embrace that that loving light is the only force, and all we need to do is accept it and allow it to travel through every cell in our body, every organ in our body, every injury, dis-ease we may have. So really visualizing that light, whether it's white light, golden light, whatever light you imagine, see it and feel it, beginning in your heart and traveling out to every little cell and place in your body. And if the light can get rid of darkness, imagine that it goes to any area that you may have injury or dis-ease. And that light goes into those cells, goes into that body part, not to be ignored, but to be loved into health. And let's really take a moment to imagine that our bodies can heal when we just allow that wonderful force that allows plants to grow, trees to grow, the animals to survive. It also includes us. So hopefully you can feel that light traveling from your heart down through your stomach, out through your extremities, and up to your lungs, through your face, to your head. And hopefully you'll feel your shoulders release, your jaw release, your eyes relax, knowing that that source of love and light is available always. And then we think of our emotional health and surround that with love and light. That force that knows we've had emotional injuries, but wants us to move on, wants us to heal any of those hurts, judgments, criticisms, emotional lies that were told to us. We're putting those in the light, in our heart, to say any of that emotion that hurts us, holds us back, doesn't allow us to shine, will be healed and released by that incredible force of light and love coming from the source, coming from divine love. All you need to do is allow it and accept it. You don't even have to try. And you breathe that in, hopefully feeling lighter, feeling more free. We also have the mind energy, the criticisms, the mental lies that stop us from shining as brightly as we'd like to shine. So imagining our brains, our minds, our heads, allowing the light to heal any of these misunderstandings, mistakes, living in unawareness, living without the light that our past may have created for us. And imagine spending a few minutes each morning using that light of God or love to heal every cell in our body, every ache in our heart, every misunderstanding in our head. And as we feel lighter, I'd like you to picture a lighthouse you may have visited or seen on the coast, or seen a picture, maybe in another country, on some shore. There are these beautiful lighthouses. And whichever one you want to visit, you go to that lighthouse, walking up from the bottom to the very top where the light shines in all directions. And you really feel the ability of that lighthouse to keep shining through darkness, to keep shining in the storms, to keep shining even if it's tired. The light still shines. It does not take anything from the outside as a way to stop that light. It just continues to shine. So how about if we picture ourselves as a lighthouse? As we raise our vibrational level from the ground floor to the highest vibration that we'd like or we allow to shine, we see that our light not only heals us, but can touch the lives of everyone around us, no matter what's going on with anyone around us. And that light goes out to the oceans and the rivers, to the power plants that we want to keep going, to all those beautiful creatures that bring us such happiness, whether as pets or just animals in nature, and to all the beauty of the plants and trees that are here to provide us oxygen to live. And we see that we're all connected, and that all it takes is allowing the light to shine, allowing it, not forcing it, not putting a cover over it, just allowing it. So perhaps we can imagine that anytime we see a picture of a lighthouse, anytime we imagine a lighthouse, or anytime we want to meditate on the level of light that we'd like to allow, it reminds us to keep that light burning, no matter what surrounds us, faces us, comes into our energetic field. And really embracing the power within you and around you from that light. And perhaps the light is swirling around now because it's been allowed to be released. Perhaps the light is excited to go out there today, this week, and every day in the future. And we may feel our vibrational level increase with each time we think of that light. And in gratitude to the source that has provided us this energy, this life, this group, this future, and today, we breathe into our bodies, again in gratitude for these amazing bodies that no matter what we do, they continue to heal, sometimes in spite of us. And sending out love once again to every cell, to every organ, to every adventure your body has taken you on. Being open to your light, being open to what lies ahead, and knowing the light is more powerful than we ever imagined. So slowly come back into recognizing your breath in and your breath out, feeling yourself grounded to the center of the earth, feeling the light surround and protect you and emanate from you. When you're ready, coming back to being here on the call, sharing our fantastic Mondays or whatever Lona had, that was such a great idea. Monumental Monday, amazing Mondays, just being here.
Magnificence on Mondays.
Magnificent on Mondays. Yeah. I have to say, I stopped those Friday things because all I could say is I made it through the week and I didn't want to just put that out there. So I stopped saying what I accomplished each Friday. But we can start on Mondays. I think that's a great idea to say, what we've all experienced, what we'd like to share, where our lives are taking us. And Lisa, do you want to start?
Sure. No, but can I just say something? We've been doing this for quite a while, and it's obviously, over the years that we've been doing this now. We've been doing this for years almost now, right? Again, you all know the story. It started from based on some cocktails one night, and that's where the idea came from, and the way that it's developed and turned into this, great, I don't know, just a good place to be. So today, when I logged on a little late and saw all the faces, it reminded me that, wow, these people keep coming back and they enjoy it and they always have something to contribute and they always want to listen. And so I'm going to say that brought me great joy today. And I think that's, I don't know if that fits into the parameters of Magnificent Monday or whatever, but I think it's pretty wonderful that we still continue to connect every week. And so I wanted to say thank you to everybody.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Thank you. No, yes. And I feel the same way, when you look around and some of us we've never met, but the energy's there. It's so amazing. I wanted to do a Magnificent Monday I caught some kind of bug at Megan's, and it wasn't COVID or whatever, but I couldn't even eat one thing of food and do anything. But she had this big party on Memorial Day, and all I kept meditating was I'm supposed to be the driver, so she doesn't have to drive when she's pregnant, and her husband, who's coming in on a flight, could have a beer or whatever. And I kept saying, I can do this, I can do this. And I woke up the next day and I was totally fine from a body that could not move, could not eat, so much pain. So, and then it was just fine. And so I thought, okay, hey, this is all good. And I come home and I stub my toe. It's so black and blue. And I think it's broken, but I don't have time to go to a doctor. And I thought, I have to move this week. I can't not have a foot that works. And so I kept meditating on it. The swelling's going down, the purple's going down. So I want to be in appreciation that bodies heal.
Oh, my Lord.
Gosh, Janet. Well, you do have an awful lot on your plate, especially with your move. I mean, don't they say moving is one of the most stressful things than ever in your life? So, and plus relationships. So you're kind of checking all the boxes this week. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry about your toe.
So it's just interesting. It's, it's healing and it's good. I'm taking the bed frame off my bed and I will never do that ever again. I'm just going to be on the floor. I'm good with the floor. I'm good.
No, you're not good with the floor. We'll see about that, Janet. I have any input. Did anybody else want to share anything about something magnificent that's happened or something? Yes, Noreen, go for it.
We had a fabulous time yesterday. We went to my brother's Mike house and he has a pool and a beautiful house, but we just had a blast with Colin and Gwen in the pool. Oh, it was loving, kind people just having a good time together. It was just so heartwarming. Yeah. Tell them.
Yeah, no,
it was wonderful.
It was really needed. It was really needed.
Yeah,
really
we had a blast.
Yeah.
It's
fun when you're around people that are just loving, accepting, and it was just all over us.
It sounds joyful.
Yes.
Plus, it was joyful to watch Gwen watch you while you were talking. I don't know if
Oh,
you that, but she
she's
put
a good, she's
that.
a wonderful, yes, it's that girl. Yes, that girl. She's growing so fast.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
She loved the water too. Oh, no fear.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
she
loves
loves
water.
food. She loves any kind of food. It's
Girl
my
after,
favorite. Yes.
girl after my heart.
Liz, I think she made the finalist in a beauty contest, right?
Oh yeah, she did. She yeah, so Colin, okay, so we entered the kids in the Strawberry Fest in Garden Grove, and Colin won the threes division and got himself like a little medallion, and Gwenny, like there was like 60 something babies, and Gwenny was one of the finalists.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cute. So cute.
Yes, yes.
She's excited. She's excited to join.
She's bringing good energy today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did anybody else want to share?
Yeah.
Yes, Jan.
I would like to share.
Oh, okay. We'll let Betty go and then we'll let Jan go.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I feel so weird being on the phone. I feel a little disconnected, but you know, I really wanted to share a little bit. I'm really, really in a good place. And, you know, my work has really been taking off. And I just wanted to share with people what I'm doing. I am being trained in being a psychedelic medicine facilitator. So this is a clinical trial that's happening in New Jersey, and I'm being trained to help people do the initial study for people who have either major depression or who have post-traumatic stress disorder. So I'm really, really excited. It's really cutting edge work. And I've been interested in this for many years. And so now I'm having an opportunity, you know, to actually do this. So I'm so excited. I'd love to talk about it one day if anybody wants to hear, because it's really the next cutting edge of what's going on in psychiatry, you know, and in mental health. So I just wanted to share that. And I'm also excited because I'm going on a retreat tomorrow to meet all the other facilitators. So I'm just really, really pumped and psyched. My kids are doing well. My youngest daughter is going to Northwestern for a 3-year master's program in fine arts, and she got a full ride.
Wow.
So I'm really psyched about that. Yeah, she got a few full rides, but she chose to go out to Northwestern. And you know, they say you're only as happy as your least happy child. So she's happy. So I'm happy. But I just, I wanted to share because my work, since, I do have a day job. So when sometimes I'm not able to meet with you all because I have family meetings that I need to go to. So, but I'm always happy to be here. And I just wanted to let you know what I was all doing. So thank you.
Thanks, Betty. And you do know that we're excited about hearing all about it. I think, wasn't there an interesting or a movie called 7 Strangers or 12 Strangers or something like that?
Oh, yes.
9 Perfect Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
9 Perfect.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's coming into the mainstream of society. So we're seeing it, yes, in movies, and it's the next big thing. I always say that outer space, going out into space, is not the new frontier. The new frontier is the mind. So I'm very excited to be part of this kind of new frontier. So yes, I'm happy to share whenever you want to hear me talk about it. I'm happy to get on my soapbox.
Yay.
Yay, that would be great. We would love that. Thanks, Betty. How about you, Jan?
Well, hi, everybody. And I just want to say, Betty, it's interesting because I'm old enough to have been involved in that when I was younger, the psychedelic stuff. And I
Right.
I read the paper describing what you're doing. It was really interesting. As far as magnificence goes for me, just little things for me. I finally started to meditate and I'm so proud of myself, and it's actually been helping me a little bit. It's only the first week, but I noticed some calming, which was super good. And I read a whole book all the way through. I got some focus, and I haven't been able to do that in a long time, to read a book all the way through. I think Marilyn's was the last one, and then I read another one this week. So I'm excited about that. And I wanted to just share, I watched a really, probably the best documentary I've ever seen on Netflix, and it's called The Game Changers. And I wanted to just throw it out there in case anybody wants to watch it. It's starts about athleticism, and it goes into plant-based diets, and it goes into conservation and Africa, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful documentary. And I wanted to recommend it to everybody, to just share that in case you have Netflix and you want to take a peek.
Okay, Game Changers. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Jan, I'm happy about your success. I think that's exciting. And I also thank anybody that can do meditating. I'm not very good at it, but and I like it. I want to be better at it, but Alona's head's in the back of my mind now these days. It's like, Lisa, just relax, just relax. So I envy you, Jen, for being able to do that, plus reading a book. Oh, I love books. Love books. Very exciting. What book did you read? Did you tell us?
Oh, it's similar to Marilyn's, but it's called Spirituality Something. And it's by, it's over there in the bookcase, but I won't get it now. I'll tell you later. But it was real interesting, and I read the whole thing. I was just really excited about that.
Yay. That's good. I think that's a great way to start the week. Yay. Thank you, Jan. Anybody else want to share? Yes, Alona?
So I have a client who is a ballet teacher, the Russian ballet teacher. And so she had a recital, they call it a gala. And I said, well, I'll go. And so she actually created this whole like hour and 15-minute Alice in Wonderland ballet to all classical music and all of the different teachers in her school, with all the different grade levels, just combined everything. It was absolutely magnificent. And the high school girls, like there's some that are so good, they can be professional. And so through the whole thing, I was just like, oh, and it was just inspirational and exciting. And it was just wonderful.
Oh, I love that. I love people that can dance. It's just astonishing to me. I took ballet once in girls club, and I can do a plie, and that's it. That's as far as I got. And then they suggested that maybe I wanted to do ceramics instead.
Oh, that's so not nice.
Not very good at ceramics either, but yeah, I love that. There's so much joy in watching people perform like that. Thank you, Alona. Sita, you wanted to share something, but you have to get off mute first.
Yeah, there were people cutting trees in the back, and it started being a lot of noise. Plus, I had to make something to eat because I was starving. So I want to show everybody my update of my kitchen. Can you see it?
Yes.
The tile stove. It's a big, giant stove here. Let's see, am I showing it correctly?
You are. And Sita, as someone who saw the kitchen before, that looks like a kitchen now.
It looks like a kitchen now.
It does.
And this one over here, I've had this in place for like a good 15 years, but it never had the grout. And then this one and this one we just added, and we got the grout. I had to get my interior designer over here to figure out the color, and I think it's great. And then I oiled all the cabinets, made them
Wow.
brand new again. And
There's-
so we still have to make a couple doors over there and a drawer, but it's inspiring me, like I was hoping, to cook again. And I want to get back on the cooking scene and be creative. I've already started thinking of something, cauliflower and walnuts. I don't know what, but it's just calling my name. So anyway, it's quite exciting to just cook and think about health again.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So,
Your cabinets are beautiful.
and Sita, tell us about the tiles. Where did you get the tiles?
Oh, the tile I've been having since 1983. And I took a trip back then to go to Oaxaca to see textiles, but we stopped in Puebla because we heard about tiles. And we had to stay for a week because I was just blown away and I had to get some. So, but somehow I knew that there was an older style. So we went everywhere and I just kept saying, no, this isn't what I want. I want them to look really handmade. I just want, so finally we were told about these two old sisters. So this was in the early 80s and they were ancient. And so we go to their house and it's a big old door, just residential, the style that they have down there. You know, you open the door and you walk into this beautiful courtyard. And they had a little factory there that had been in their family for over 200 years. So they were making the same style that their parents and grandparents had made, and the designs also. And I just fell in love with it. So, but they didn't have anything then. I had to put in an order. So I thought I was going to come the following year and pick it up. And then there was a devaluation going on. I can't imagine us ever having that in the United States. The government literally said, you got $100 in the bank, now it's 50. You got 100,000 in there, now it's only 50,000. They just literally took half of everybody's money, just like that overnight. Is that amazing? So anyway, so Mexico had to recover from that and we couldn't go back. And I figured I lost my order, deposit, everything. So we were able to go back 3 years later. And so we go zooming over there right away, knock on the door, and sure enough, here they are. But one sister had died and they actually had my order.
Wow.
It up, and we had to drag it around, you know, from buses to taxis and airplanes. And so that's how I have it.
Yeah. And well, that's a story.
Isn't it amazing?
It's
Yeah.
amazing. It is amazing. Thanks, Sita. I'm excited to come eat your cauliflower and walnuts. Does anybody else want to share or add? Donna.
I have a recipe for roasted cauliflower with linguine with toasted walnuts, breadcrumbs, and garlic.
Oh my God.
That might give you a jumping off. It's one of our favorite recipes. Might give you a jumping off point.
Anna, you must share.
Yeah.
Okay. Two things. I finally posted or announced on my Facebook page about the paperback this year in color. I had so much time and effort put into the doing of it, and I knew that there was like a whole part that is like, well, it's not going anywhere if you don't promote it. But I could not believe how much resistance I had about actually finding enough time to get in there and just like put something up so that people would know that it was there. So I'm pleased with that, although I have not posted it on my Instagram account yet. And the other thing is that we have completed our 30-day TV news fast. And we replaced like 2 hours of daily news and analysis with listening to Abraham, as Esther Hicks and Abraham, via YouTube. So that filled in that time space. And I'm starting to hear us now talking in I don't know, in Abraham's language, shall we say, in terms of really changing the perspective. So we've decided to do at least another month, at least another 30 days of all of that. We're just really enjoying it so much. And the segment intending, oh my gosh, we did it yesterday for everything that we did, and everything went so smoothly in and out of every store, parking space right where we needed it, empty cashier checkout just as we get up there. It was fantastic.
And happy anniversary.
Thank you. We almost totally forgot. Both of us almost totally forgot. Is that sad?
Yeah, no, it's not
26 years.
Wow.
And we had originally said the first night that we actually spent together in public, this was in a public place, but sat, just kind of sitting and being in the energy of one another. Talked about how it felt like we'd been married for 50 years already, and we had literally only just met. And so we've decided to do another 26 years.
It's a good decision. Boy, you guys made lots of decisions this week. The parking thing, I'm sorry, it just flashed in my mind. I have a group of friends that call it Doris Day parking. That, when you pull up to a space and there's a space readily available right up front. And they said, if you watch any Doris Day movie, she always parks right in front of the building. There's always a space just for her car. So
that's true.
There is a certain energy, and Jean, actually Jean Houston was the one who introduced us to this concept like 30 years ago. And we called it Mother Shapiro. Wow. Mother Shapiro is the patron saint of parking spaces and connections, a connection to anything that you need, but in particular parking spaces. So when you set out, you say, Mother Shapiro, darling, I need a parking space in front of wherever you're going to be. And, I'm going to know that that's my parking space. It's going to open up just as I pull up, they're going to pull out. I'm going to know that that's my space. And it's rather astonishing. And so there was all of us mystery schoolers like running around, like doing Mother Shapiro, darling. And then you have to remember to say thank you. And it became like a thing that spread out around the country. And we would hear back from some of the most unusual places and people that they physically ran into Mother Shapiro out on the road somewhere who helped them make a connection. So she got she got worldwide fame because Jean traveled all over the place, and it was a story that she told in a lot of different countries to a lot of different people. So Mother Shapiro has a very long and colorful past, but parking spaces and connections to people, communications, introductions, things of that sort. Mother Shapiro handles it. The patron saint of parking.
I'm not sure Mother Shapiro started off hoping she would be the patron saint of parking, but I think that's wonderful. Born and raised Catholic, so we prayed to everybody from the minute you got on the road. The nuns used to drive us to our school dances, and we'd pray as we started, and they'd ask somebody to guide us safely, and then we'd pray halfway through the ride, and then we'd pray once we got to the destination, and then then there'd be a pray over us not to make bad decisions. But yeah, there is a whole lot of saints that went with us on our ride to school dances. So familiar. Yeah. Donna.
I have a question for you about the news fast. Did you also give up social media too? Because so much pops up on social media.
I mostly did. I'm on social media, but I've been on social media for like 30 years. So we were on Facebook like well before Facebook hit its first 500,000 people. I mean, like we were really early, the early aughts. We got involved with a couple of different businesses and they were like, oh, you know, you need to use social media to like grow the business, blah, blah, blah. So we did. And we were on it for a really long time, but really for myself, mostly not. I get on Facebook very sporadically, particularly since I have family members who are on the political divide from us. And I just did not want to be having to say like, oh my God, how could they even think that? Every time I opened up my Facebook account. So I stopped doing that. Instagram is the only one I tend to be on with any kind of regularity because of the art stuff. So not so much for me. I mean, I have my computer is open and stuff flashes and I, you know, hit the button and basically ignore it. Just sees more of it. So he lets me know if there's anything that I really would want to know about or should know about. But, you know, there's so little that you can really do about it. And do I really want to give whatever bad thing I'm looking at more energy just by the fact that I'm paying more attention to it when I can't do anything? So all it does is make me feel bad. And, you know, then that grows. So I actually have found, I thought it was going to be really hard because we were really addicted to our news junkiness. But it turned out Abraham filled that void very easily. And I think much better for the nervous system and everything else. I can definitely see that we're both in better moods because we're not watching 2 hours of negative stuff every day.
That's great. That's awesome. Okay. It just feels overwhelming lately. So I just had to ask if you gave up social media too. I also wanted to ask the group to send, I just remembered my husband has an interview. It's a second interview today in 5 minutes. It's like, he's switching his career. He actually built an app. So he was doing IT before, and now he wants to go into Android app development. So he built an app, and he's like applied to like over 100 jobs, but he got a call back last week, and they set up a Zoom interview for today at 11. So if everyone, you know, if you have time, good vibes and positive thoughts, because it's, you know, it's huge. So yeah.
So count on it, Liz. All of us are sending them right now. This is, yeah, it's huge. We're there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay.
Sorry, we have the ABCs going on.
Yeah, Gwen's got her toy in the background playing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Did anybody else want to add anything on our fabulous, fantastic, magnificent Mondays? Marilyn, how are you doing?
Also, okay, sending, asking for a prayer to be sent out for our friend Jessica, who's having an angioplasty and stent put in today. She scheduled it a few weeks in advance, but Friday wasn't feeling well and she went in and they kept her, and things are going well, but she'll probably have it done this afternoon. So good vibes. And I'm very, very, very excited because we've been keeping our sanity. I guess that's all I can say. It's interesting. There's a lot going on so many different levels, and I've been able to be mindful about the fact that if the adrenaline is going crazy and I can't sleep and I'm a nervous wreck, that I'm a human and we're designed this way, and those are our antennas, and that's okay. And it's okay to ask for help, and help comes. And asking for help keeping my sanity, and it just really does help. It does help. Of course, channeling helps me a lot because then I get centered. But if I'm not, and I've been pulled in a lot of different directions trying to keep things even. And I think we're doing well. So instead of, you know, I mean, everything feels overwhelming and cluttered, and but made the bed today and this room looks okay. And I have to get like kind of set in whatever it is enough, because I get overwhelmed with the things I really am supposed to be doing and late on doing and all of that. And I'm staying really present and breathing and remembering the breath. And that's probably the most important thing to do when so many things are crazy.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? It makes it less crazy. So, so it's okay.
You know, I want to wish
On the edge, but
everybody,
okay.
oops, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to wish everybody the joy that is still in me from yesterday, and I hope to carry it through the week. If you just have that joy, anything is so much easier. And maybe I'm crazy that way. I'm sorry.
No,
I wish it all to you.
that's so wonderful, because it's really interesting, because I do look at Facebook just to look at other people's grandkids, and it totally fills me up. And if there's a video, I'll watch it 10 times. And it just, it's so happy, and sharing that joy that's everything, it's really true. You share the joy and it's multiplied, and you share the pain and it's diminished. So that's really true, because I just feel heart expansion just hearing about it and watching this baby. It's like, it's magnificent, so thank you for sharing that. It does matter, and that is everything. Those moments, that time, that's what carries us.
Yeah.
We have a moment like that and say, oh yeah, now I remember, that's why we're doing this, and it carries you, so thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Marilyn. Sophia, I see your microphone's off. I mean, on, whatever. You're on. Good.
Okay. I looked, I thought, oh, I thought it was on. First, I want to speak to something insignificant. Marilyn mentioned, it's a victory. I'm feeling good. I got my bed made, and, the place looks okay. Somebody told me this week about a Facebook group that is just pictures of people's houses in disarray. And it's like, this is what my house looks like. And I went on just to see. It's Swedish, so most of but it's quite self-explanatory. And afterwards it was like, oh wow, yeah, I'm feeling good. I don't know, it's kind of the opposite of like sharing the happiness, but everyone's just putting it out there, and it's like, oh my God, it's wonderful. So if you ever feel your place looks like, it looks like crap, this is a good one for you. It puts things in perspective.
Thank you, because a lot of us were brought up during those, for each Gilligan's Island where things were a little in disarray, there were like 10 shows where it was pristine. How he managed to trip over that hassock every time, I don't know, but, Dick Van Dyke, but every show, so that's helpful. We need to know that. I just need a little space that feels calm, and I feel it closing in. Each room is like that, and at least keep one room, this little tiny, but it really does help. It
does. And that's so funny about the Petrie's house, which some of you guys are too young for that.
Yeah,
but like Laura was walking around, like adjusting the ashtray on the coffee table, so it was just right.
And he still trips. Yeah, she kicked that hassock right by the door every day so he would trip.
That it was like passive aggressive, perhaps.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to share something that it's not fabulous and fantastic, but it's mixed, but it's still something. On Friday, I found out that after, I guess, about 9.5 years and 4 attorneys and tens of thousands of dollars and extreme grief and pushback from my ex-husband, my child is going to be sworn in as a US citizen next Monday. So that's a big, my kid could care less because he's 16. He doesn't know, but I know how significant it is for him and the options it provides for him, because he has 1 foot here and 1 foot in Singapore. But the value of the certificate of citizenship in the US one, despite all the problems that we're having right now, they're in this moment. We have to have perspective, and this is something that provides great stability for him. so as a mom, this makes me feel really good. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. If you would like us all to be there. Waving our flags in support. I think that's amazing. Amazing.
he's not gonna, that's the good part. I'll be honest with you guys. My kid's not going to be excited about it. It's not going to be like a movie. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if I show up. He doesn't, he's not. But for me, this was something I did. It was like the equivalent of climbing Mount Everest. And it's something that's better than that because it's a gift. I don't have to worry about it. So,
and it's super, super exciting. Oh, I can't believe it. We're behind you, Sophia, 100%. So
yes,
wonderful.
we share your joy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, that was a good one. Before we go on too far, Rocky, don't look. Rocky, you guys know her as Rachel, but her name is Rocky. Rocky, later on, I'll talk to you about what Gilligan's Island and the Dick Van Dyke Show are.
They're
Okay.
still on.
I think I've heard of Gilligan's Island, but I don't know the other one.
Oh, but these are really important, significant cultural
You're on
touchstones.
MeTV.
Okay. I'll put that on my list.
Poor Rocky, I give her the hardest time because, I'll mention a band or something and look right at her and say, do you know who they are? And she's like, no, never heard of them. Oh my God, how could you not know who Oingo Boingo is?
I might have heard of Boingo, but I don't think I knew their name.
Okay.
I've got one thing to say about that. I went in the dog store a few weeks ago and I was talking about Mick Jagger and the guy there didn't know who he was.
Oh, that's shameful. He had bad.
That's a crime.
Wow, because he's even still performing. He granted 900, but still. So now, Rocky, that your mute is off, did you want to say anything about Magnificent or?
I have a lot on my head. I just don't know what to share. I'm excited. I'm going to be making my kombucha today. I love making my kombucha. From the second fermentation, I'm going to my third. So this is the part where I make it into hard kombucha. So I use champagne yeast and I put it in a growler and wait about maybe 5 days. And then I get to add the flavor and then I get to enjoy it. And I also I think I'm going to make my sourdough bread. I made rosemary garlic last time. This time I think I want to make cheddar jalapeno, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Her sourdough bread is fantastic. And she brought some, so I got to taste a little bit of it. I would have eaten the whole loaf, but there were other people there that we had to share with. So I'm not going to eat the whole loaf, but could you answer a question, Rocky? What the heck is kombucha?
Kombucha.
I see it everywhere and it's everybody. Don't yell at me. The word, I know what the word is. I just need to know what it is.
Oinko boinko.
Fermentation.
Yes. So it's just I don't know. I can't pronounce the first word, but SCOBY is the bacteria. So it's symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. So I just make it out of tea. So you start off with black tea and then you put some sugar and then a little bit of the raw natural kombucha. And then you just let the yeast and bacteria grow. And then if it's healthy, then you make another batch and then that'll be even healthier. And then you can flavor it and drink it. And it's really good for your gut. And yeah, so
would it be good?
That's pretty much. I don't know. I've never thought about that. That'd be interesting.
Well, I hope that I get to try some. Marilyn, what were you going to say?
Rocky, I'd like to introduce you to Idel because I'm watching her picture and her auric field is going, "Nyeh, nyeh." And then you said sourdough and it was ding, 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 ding. She's been posting pictures. You have to get on her Instagram. What she made this morning, I was salivating and then I had to eat a piece of toast like a regular person just out of a bag. But she came here to visit and there's things growing in the fridge, things that I hope we don't kill. But yes, you should meet each other.
Yes,
Wow,
I would
Rocky.
love to. Any kind of tips, I would take it because I don't like, I keep thinking that I'm making hard kombucha and I'll drink a glass and I'm like, I don't feel anything. I don't feel a buzz. So I'm like, am I making this wrong? Or I don't know. And with sourdough as well, like I never know if it's like airy enough. I'm not, what do you call it? Connoisseur, like some know-it-all on those things, but I'm just an amateur. So I love it. Anything will help.
Hey, as long as it tastes good, right?
Yeah.
That's the bottom.
Rocky, everybody starts
Yes,
somewhere,
exactly.
you know? We all start somewhere. We don't come into this world knowing it all. Well, I think we do, but not enough for us to go and do it.
Yeah. I remember my first loaf was like flat. It did not rise at all. And it's very sad. I still ate it though.
Great. Rocky, where are you physically located?
I'm in like Long Beach, borderline Seal Beach.
Oh, okay. Because, you know, somebody gave me recipes for gluten-free sourdough bread, and she told me how easy it was, and I was totally overwhelmed by even the prospect of starting it. Someday I'm going to have to talk to you because I really want to know how to make bread. So,
So Sophia, you can talk to me about it. I'm in Massachusetts and I have made several loaves of gluten-free sourdough, and it is not easy, and it is like a science project. Making regular sourdough is so much easier. So if we can have a one-to-one.
okay. I'll take that to heart. You know, anyway, but that's a little off point, but I just appreciate that Rocky, you know, really is applying herself to, you know, doing this new thing. And I'm not as good at starting stuff I'm sort of intimidated by. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sophia. I think during COVID, I got braver on things, you know, because you couldn't find yeast anywhere. And so all of a sudden I found a packet of yeast and I'm like, I got to buy it because you can't find it anywhere. What am I going to do with it? And I went home and made hamburger buns, which I'd never done before. And they were spectacular. The hamburgers, not so much. The buns were about this big, but it didn't matter. I made them. So, but yeah, I agree that leaping off point and that being brave enough to do that. That's a good topic, Janet. Being brave enough to jump off and try new things. I love that. So I'm with you. Maybe we'll do it together. Idel can ref us, and the three of us can get together and make something fantastic. A cooking class. We like that. I think that's wonderful.
Hey, I'm still trying to learn how to do cinnamon rolls. I'm so scared to try. I love
got
to
that
cook.
down.
Cooking class on Zoom. Tell them.
Cinnamon rolls, you go to the store in the aisle that has the biscuits and they have cinnamon rolls.
I just bought them yesterday. They're Pillsbury. You know, the scariest part about it is opening up the little package, and that's it. So
No, I want to learn like from scratch. Like, how do you make? I've only tried it once, and I was very young, and it didn't turn out well, and that left an impression on me that I've never tried to do any kind of bread stuff like that. So
go on YouTube. It's all. You'll find it.
Yeah.
You want to know a really fun like first trial? I would say pretzels. Try pretzels. Those are fun too, because you get to boil the water and watch them like become a little bit bigger and flavor it however you want to. And you can even make it into kind of like a cinnamon roll and add like some brown sugar and butter. And it's really good.
Yeah,
I might just try that. I've got churros down. I can make those really well.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Churros.
That's
Oh.
impressive.
During COVID, my husband decided that he was going to start making sourdough bread. So he had a starter and he named it, we named it Larry. And so we were like, okay, we have to go feed Larry today. Like it was like a whole thing, but it was his pride and joy for, I don't know, I think a year and a half before Larry passed on, but
it was delicious
it
sourdough.
was really good.
Yeah.
He like got super into it and even like got the pea flour and, you know, started changing the colors of the dough. Yeah, he got really into it. But he's been talking about making spawn of Larry so we can start making more sourdough. So yeah, I'm totally for a cooking class because I think that'd be really fun.
We can do that. And, you know, thoughts and prayers for Larry. I'll take a moment of silence at the beginning of the next one. So, wow, this has been fun. Does anybody else want to add something? Everybody feels like, hopefully this was inspiring. I guess we're all going to do a cooking class together now. We're feeling Noreen's joy. It's going to carry us through. That's kind of exciting too. And Janet, the meditation today was so sweet, and I got distracted, of course, as I do, because I have Rocky grew up in Catalina. So this is someone that I know distantly from Catalina. And during COVID, she worked at a lighthouse in San Francisco Harbor. And during COVID, they sequestered her out there all by herself. And somebody would bring groceries every week and just set them on the dock and she'd pick them up. But she spent all of COVID by herself on this island in San Francisco Harbor. And she loved it. She loved every second of it. And I kept saying, isn't it lonely? Isn't it scary? She said, no. She said, it's not like people are swimming over from Alcatraz. She said, you know, there's nothing here. And she said, it was just wonderful. So I was thinking about her during your meditation today. So that's where I went this way. Sorry, Alona. I started thinking about something else. And I'm like, listening to Alona, Lisa, stop trying so hard. Just.
But what a fun adventure, Rocky. Oh my goodness, I'm envious.
It wasn't
No. Who was it? Who was it?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Well, I was hoping you wouldn't ask because I can't remember her name right now, but
Lisa.
Sorry. I'll remember. So
please, I want to know who it is.
Okay. What a nice way to spend the morning, Alona. I think it was a fantastic idea for us to share some of our accomplishments this week and going to the next week. I think that brought a lot of joy. So thank you for the idea. And
Lisa, weren't we supposed to ask everybody to take a week to lead the call?
So this is a suggestion. You know, it would be, we would love it if other people would be interested in leading somehow. You don't have to do a meditation. You don't have to, you know, go through any great, you know, preparation or anything like that, but just getting a different face out there kicking us off. One of the suggestions was that maybe we start, you know, in alphabetical order and give everybody a chance. The other side of that is everybody gets a chance to say, I'm really not interested this week. Can we try again another time? Or I'd rather not. So all of that is, there's no pressure. We just think that you guys have a lot more to contribute, and this would give you a nice kickoff. So maybe I won't be here next week, but maybe we'll start it the week after next, and we'll just start going down the list and see if anybody's interested to kick it off. And, you know, back at when we first started, we did do that for a while. And in some cases, some of the people felt more comfortable sharing that slot with somebody else. And so the two of them would work together on something. Marie did some stuff on, which I want us to do again, on what are those boards, vision boards, and things like that. And Betty, who's gone now, did a little thing on, what was it called? Death Cafe? Yes, Death Cafe, because she is end of life nurse and so she was able to share with us some of that transition. So any of that stuff is great for us. So we would like it if you guys would like to jump in and contribute and participate and lead. So no pressure, absolutely no pressure at all, and feel very free and comfortable to say I'm not comfortable doing it. So when we reach out. So that's what we're thinking. Yes, Marilyn.
Thank you for everything you do, because I don't know about everyone else, but I am technologically impaired by choice. And I just so appreciate how you handle it. It isn't just the technical part, but your intuition, how I'll get verklempt. It's really beautiful. So thank you. We don't take that for granted ever, ever. And everyone, you know.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a group effort.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you. So ladies, I hope everybody has the best week. Thanks, Gwenny, for coming today. Yeah.
Hi, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Janet. Thank you,
I'll
Elizabeth.
be moved, Janet.
Oh, thank you.
Oh gosh, we're gonna see you in a week.
Maybe.
Oh, Janet.
Oh dear.
Oh, and I think Marilyn,